Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How are we doing today? It is episode 12 of our Final Fantasy XIV guild making guide. This episode is actually about gardening, as you can see on the screen here. A lot of people asked me about it since I mentioned a lot of things related to housing recently. With Stormblood coming up, there are going to be like 900 more housing opportunities in every single server, and that means there's going to be a ton of people who don't know how to garden that now have a garden. So don't let your gardens just sit there and rot. They're perfect for guild making. They're perfect for relaxing and that sort of thing. So definitely something you should be doing. Like I run around our housing areas now, and there's just so many gardens out unused. So the first thing I want to mention is this resource right here. As always with everything I do, there's always a main resource. This one is FinalFantasy14Gardening.com. Just fantastic. They actually have guides here, video tutorials here, cross speed diagrams, everything you need here. But when I read this, I was still confused. So I just want to outline exactly how you do it really quickly, just from one seed, and we'll go from there, and you guys should be able to figure out with the rest of the stuff here. So the first things first, we want to find out which seed we want to plant. I'm going to be planting Jute, just because that's what I mentioned in my last video, so I figured I should stay true to that. So we're going to be planting Jute here. It shows you all the information up here, the grow time, the yield, all that sort of thing. So in the top here, you can see all the mixes. And the efficiency is basically, the higher the efficiency, the more likely you're going to get what you need to do. The best one here is actually this one here. Oops. Pearl Roselle and Mandrake. So that's the one I'm going to do. And just to be safe, I've had something show up wrong once on this site. So just to be safe, I then go into Garden Planner right here. I find Mandrake and I find Pearl Roselle. And then I hit Submit. And these are the two crosses. So I can either get a Jute or a King Tomato. Either are good. I'm happy with the King Tomato too. So you click on this thing right here, and it shows you exactly how you need to plant it. Plant clockwise from top left over. So the idea here is you want to plant alternating Mandrake to Pearl Roselle to Mandrake all the way down like this, and back up here. And I'm going to show you how to do that, just to 100% make it clear. I see it asked so many times, so we'll just be sure you guys know exactly how to do it. So let's close that there. So we're at my house here. We're gonna do the top left is 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I always set up my stuff like this in the bottom right. So I have exactly the amount I need, and they're always in the same position, so I can't screw up the order. If you screw up the order, your plot is done. You screwed everything up, you won't get anything. So the most important thing, I actually have this wrong here, let's split that up. So the most important thing is the very first plot was a Mandrake. So we want to plot grade 1 of anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm using Thanalan. The first plot does not matter, but it has to be Mandrake or whatever your specific thing is. You could use 3s if you want, but it's a waste to gil. We're going to be pulling this one up after, so that's why. So we plant the first one there, and then we go to the second one, and we drop a Roselle there. Then the third one, and we just keep doing this around in a circle. And you can tell which seed you need just by how many you have left. It should always be 8-6 or 7-6, for example, one more or one less. That way you just don't mess it up. Mandrakes are always in the corner. So plant the last one here. And then what we want to do after this is all planted right here, we want to remove the very first crop, just the first one, and then replant it with a grade 3. And the reason we do that is the crossbreed, which is Jute at this point, only happens when you plant something next to something else. So when we first planted this first one, it wasn't next to anything, so it can't possibly crossbreed. That's why we replant it. And then we want to tend the crops. Do this twice a day or once a day, depending on when you do it. You only really need to do it once every 24 hours, but if I only do it once a day, I tend to miss it and my crops go bad, so I do it once in the morning and once at night. You can also fertilize your crops with fish meal, but I think it's too much effort and not worth the time. You can do it once an hour and then it speeds up your results by an hour. So if something usually takes 10 hours to grow, which is absurd, but just use it as an example, if you plant a fish meal, it will now take 9 hours to grow. But I just don't think it's worth the time and effort. So we'll do it to the same one right here again. So the top left one, we want to use our grade 1. And around in a circle we go. And the reason why I set it up exactly like this is I can just do it by muscle memory, basically. I don't have to think. I know exactly what goes where, and assuming my counts are right, I can tell I'm not screwing up. Because once you screw up, like I said, you're in for a world of trouble. Nothing will come out right. So then the very last one, we wait a second just to be safe. I wait for the animation there. I don't know if it's important, but remove the top one, plant seeds, and there we go. Now we have a good old garden, and we'll tend it really quick here. And this will be ready in 5 to 6 days by the looks of it. It doesn't matter what order you tend in either. Just make sure you have a pattern so you don't miss any. And one more thing I want to go over is if you have enough to keep planting, which you should, because then you're not wasting one of your seeds. It looks like in 5 days, these mandrakes, so the top left, the 4 corners basically, are going to be ready, and it takes 6 days for the jute. So what you can do at that point is in 5 days from now, these top 4 will be ready, and the 4 inner ones won't. So you harvest the 4 mandrakes right when they start shining, and replant them right away with grade 3s. And that way you skip the whole planting in the top left and removing it process. And then you can keep rotating it for as long as you have seeds. Once your mandrake are planted, the next day your jute or your pearl roselles are going to be ready. And when that happens, harvest them and replant them. And that'll keep the thing going without you losing the top left one every single time. That was one part that really confused me when I was trying to read and research this sort of thing, so I just wanted to get that clear. Anyway, this was episode 12 of the Guild Making Guide. Thank you so much for watching. We are on to Stormblood. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm not sure what I'm going to do first. I think I'm going to level my Astrologian to 60 or 70 right away, and then go straight into Gathering, and then go straight into Crafting. I'm worried you'll have to unlock everything first with the main story. That's why I'm doing battle first. Otherwise, I would go straight to crafting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned in Stormblood. There will be tons of these coming out. Every time I find something out, I'm going to be posting it. So thank you so much. Have a great day. See you next time.